What is going on, people? It's your boy Jay Jax. Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. Game just done. That was a roller coaster. That was a heck of a game of football for the neutral. The classic saying, as it goes, it was not a nice game for a Chelsea fan or a Leicester fan. Chelsea made hard work of this game today, and we really should consider ourselves extremely lucky to be walking away with 3 points. How we've come away with that is beyond me. Connor Gallagher, with the early red card for 2 yellow card offences, given his marching orders straight away, and we were in the mud within the first 28 minutes. End-to-end stuff. We had soaked up, we had completely smothered any Leicester attack. It was a really strong Chelsea performance up until that point. Ruben Loftus-Cheek probably should have put us one up. He had a great performance. Over the 90 minutes, I might give him the man of the match performance, perhaps him with Thiago Silver. Loftus-Cheek was immense, but he should have put us up. And then going 10 men down, shockingly, Leicester didn't really seize that opportunity. It felt like the game flowed very similarly, like Chelsea just still dominated possession, still created chances, and Leicester were just happy to sit back and absorb the pressure and perhaps hit us on the break. And the first half, we got away with it. They didn't seem to cause us any problems. The second half became a much more open affair. It was a really end-to-end game football. It was filled with a lot of moments, a lot of passion, and we've come away somehow scoring 2 goals with those 10 men. It wasn't. There were a few really poor performances, and I wanted to speak on that first. I want to start with the negatives and end on the positives, because there were some negatives there. We've got to talk about Connor Gallagher first of all. He was playing well, and what I've seen so far are some real glimpses of the intensity that Connor Gallagher can bring in this Chelsea team, and sort of the work rate that I like to see from any player in your team. And it looks like the lights might be a bit too bright for him at this stage of his career, and he's showing a bit of naivety. That second yellow card, he really shouldn't have made it. Cucurella did not cover himself in glory by any means. Put him in a really bad position to the point where he needed to apply pressure on a running Harvey Barnes or Dewsbury Hall. I'm not sure what one it was who sort of made the break. And we needed to make a challenge. And it was... If you're on a yellow card, you know you're going to acquire another yellow card if you make that kind of challenge, or you're on borrowed time throughout that game. You need to be smart, and he wasn't. And he put us in a really bad situation. And given the kind of result we needed today, that was a really poor and naive mistake from Connor Gallagher. And I'm sure he'll be kicking himself, and you could see he was very disappointed with himself with that challenge. But this is becoming too common a practice with Chelsea at the moment. There's a lot of individual mistakes. I'll harken back to, the Tottenham game, Jorginho getting caught, not quite getting rid of the ball. That cost us the first goal, in my opinion, against Tottenham. Last game, Edouard Mendy. But these are direct links to goals, but there have also been a lot of individual mistakes that need to get ironed out. They need to get ironed out because we end up starting a game fairly well, and then we're on the back foot. And this has happened all too many times, and we need to rectify that. We need to find some more composure. There are clearly some players there that are struggling with composure, and we can't have any weak links at the moment. And I definitely don't want to be harsh on Connor Gallagher, but that really was far from ideal to go down to 10 men. Somehow, on the second half, we just managed to keep playing. Their midfield was just non-existent. A lot of luck with the first goal. Raheem Sterling, he loves to do that. He loves to shift the ball into his right foot and just curl one in. I've seen him do it for City many a times. And he did it again. It took a nice deflection to just loop over the Leicester keeper. And that felt like a lifeline, because I really thought after going down to 10 men, this game was over and we were going to lose this game in spectacular fashion. Similar way to the way we crumbled to Leeds United. I thought it was going to go down the same route. But that goal gave us a lifeline. Raza could have scored moments later. I was a bit frustrated he didn't put it away. But then on the replay it showed it was a spectacular save to push it onto the post. And yeah, then he got his second. Reece James swinging it in, and Raheem was there making them runs. How often have we lamented everyone for not making those runs into the box? You know, like the Lukaku's, the Havertz's, anyone in that position. We just haven't had a poacher, and there he is poaching. And I've been very confident with what I've seen from Raheem Sterling, and today the confidence was rewarded. 2 goals, got his brace. Fantastic. Super pleased for him. Exactly what he needed. Got his Chelsea campaign underway, and I really believe he's going to feature, and he's going to be, he's going to be in amongst the goals for us this season and in his Chelsea career. This is the start of many. He didn't have, other than the goals, he wasn't spectacular, but that's what he gives you. Like, he can go absent for large parts of the game and maybe not seem like he's involved in the game, or he retains possession well, but maybe he doesn't quite give you that spark. And then there he is in the right place at the right time. And we've got a lot to thank for Raheem. If it were Timo Werner in those positions today, could we have those goals would have been scored? I don't think so. So we've made a huge upgrade there. So super pleased for Raheem. But yeah, there were some poor performances. Cucurella for me. If you watch the preview video, which I know no one did, I really think Chilwell should have started. I was disappointed Ben Chilwell didn't start. I felt like against his old club, it was a perfect match for him to play in, and Cucurella needs to be eased in a bit more. He did not have a good game. He was potentially at fault for the Gallagher sending off, and anytime he was on the ball, he looks a bit like he's a bit lost. He doesn't quite know whether he's coming or going. He doesn't look that he covers that much ground. Like, he looks sort of always dragged out of position. Yeah, we were down to 10 men, so that's going to happen, I guess. But I don't know. He looks a bit chaotic. He doesn't really fill me with much assurance. Going forward, he's decent. But I'm just not sure he's giving me what I think I could get from Ben Chilwell. Honestly, I'm not seeing the range of passing that I think you can get with Ben Chilwell. So I'm not sure. Obviously, it would be Chelsea would have to really humble themselves to start playing Ben Chilwell after we've just splashed so much on Cucurella. But sometimes you've got to do that. City do it. They buy players for 100 million and they sit on the bench and they come in. And we've got to perhaps have that attitude. We can't be piling on the pressure on Cucurella. Maybe this is a bit sudden for him, and it's a bit of a big transition, and a lot might be expected of him with the price tag. But yeah, I'm not seeing him too composed and comfortable at the moment. He's not filling me with a lot of confidence. Havertz, Kai Havertz. I mean, he's showing grit. He's showing so much determination, and I'm loving seeing this side of him. I really am. I just feel like he's a bit wasted where he is. If he can give me that tenacity in sort of a deeper role, then fantastic. I just think putting him out there just to be, the lone striker and to try and, muster up a chance out of nothing is so harsh on him. I think he's got a fantastic attitude and a lot of bravery and courage, and this isn't the best way to utilise that, I think. The Aubameyang signing, I just hope, is imminent, and we can start playing Kai Havertz in a much deeper role where he can get on the ball and be a bit more physical in those deeper positions. Because I think he could really, or at least bouncing off a striker who's going to make those runs straight down the middle. But Kai Havertz is not being used to his full potential from what I'm seeing. But fantastic performances from Reece James, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Thiago Silver. I mean, they were fantastic. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is an ox. Reece James is an ox. These two lads are literally the power and presence that we need in this team at the moment, because there's a lot of players that are very nimble, very agile, but are not really very physical. And what Loftus-Cheek did today was immense. He muscled, he won so many tussles with players, as did Reece James. They are the sort of players that we need at the moment, because the Prem is very physical, and I feel like losing Rudiger is losing a lot of physicality. We were without Koulibaly today, so that physical presence was needed, and I was so pleased with Loftus-Cheek's performance and Reece James and Thiago Silver. I mean, I could say it every week, honestly. I rarely see him put in a poor performance. The decision making is immense. It's top tier. I mean, I could go on, and I probably should. But Thiago Silva, fantastic performance as well. Kept us in it. We needed a bit of leadership. We needed, after Leicester pulled that goal back, fantastic goal from Harvey Barnes, by the way. He was a menace today. Also, begs the question, 60 million on Anthony Gordon? I mean, you'd probably put that money on Harvey Barnes without a question. That is a fantastic player. I really want to see him break into the England team. But we hung on. We managed to hang on, and surprisingly, we probably could have scored maybe a third. But that last 15 minutes, that Leicester pressure, that was quite intense. I'm quite amazed they didn't score, to be fair. Vardy looks a bit off it. He looks a bit off the pace at the moment. And I think we got fortunate. I think if they had started with Iheanacho the whole game, I think this might not have been the result. Vardy missed his chances. Chalobah, I was happy that Trevor played today, but he didn't quite give me the assurances I was hoping. In those sort of last-ditch moments, we need a last-ditch tackle. He looks a bit leggy. He doesn't really look like he's got the speed, to catch an aging Jamie Vardy. He went down holding his leg after he lost that challenge, and I was very frustrated with that, because it was a bad decision to go with the knee chest. He should have put his head there or just went through with his foot, and he hesitated, and Vardy broke and probably should have scored. Tight angle, but we got lucky there, and I think Chalobah was at fault for that mistake for sure. Edouard Mendy made some great saves, fantastic shot stopper, and he showed that today. I was very pleased with that. In other areas, he looked a bit like he's having a bit of a confidence issue, but we came away with the win. That's the most important thing. I really wanted a convincing win today, and I think Tuchel, watching from the stands, will be sigh a huge relief today. But it wasn't convincing. We put ourselves in the mud with the sending off, so we couldn't really, again, see what we're all about and see what a full 90 minutes at home with 11 men on the pitch, how we can perform. Again, more questions than answers from this game, which is not ideal. But we've come away with a win. I'm chuffed. I'm relieved. Horrible game to watch. Crazy day in the Premier League. Liverpool hit Bournemouth for 9. Haaland got his first hat-trick. What's that, 4 games in, hat-trick? Everyone else is... United won. Arsenal are about to start. Let's see. Fortunately, we haven't dropped more points. We're there and thereabouts in the league, and that's what matters. We need to keep picking up points, not dropping, and make sure that we don't fall too far behind the Cities and the Liverpools and what looks like the Arsenals. Let's see how they do today. But guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll drop another video tomorrow. These are sort of the first thoughts after that game. Bit manic, bit all over the place, but hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video in a bit.